What's happening, guys? Welcome to the channel. And today we are in Retail WoW, and I am taking what I consider to be three of the very best gold farms in the game, combining them into one big gold farm route, and we're going to see how we do. Before we get started with this, we're in Sunwell, but I've been doing a lot of research on War Within gold farms, checking out a lot of stuff in beta, and I'm going to have really early on in the expansion some really nice opportunities for you guys to make a ton of gold. And in any expansion, the first 2 weeks are critical to making a ton of gold. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, I would highly recommend you hit that subscribe button right now. You're not going to want to miss that content. So we started off this farm in Sunwell Plateau. We're doing 10 runs before we get a lockout. It takes me about 4 minutes per run on these. I only do up to the trash up to the first boss. And Sunwell Plateau, I just did a big 40 run video on this. And if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the description below where I got super lucky and ended up with like 1.2 million in gold value from that run, and actually sold two patterns really quickly from that and popped 1 million gold within the first day. One was the epic runic Warhammer pattern that I sold for 843,000 gold. So we're running these out real quick. We're going to do 10 of these. And either you're going to do really super well on Sunwell, or you're going to not do so great at all. There's not a whole lot of in between, and these 10 runs were not the best. However, it only took me about 45 minutes, and as you're going to see in the end, I actually didn't do that bad for 10 runs. I didn't hit any of the big monster patterns, but I did okay, and it kind of filled its role in the big 3 run farm of getting fast selling mats, medium selling transmogs, and then the high end patterns to kind of just keep funneling things into the auction house and keep gold coming in. So we're finishing up this last run here. We're going to clean up our bags. I'm going to get a bunch of the greens over to my enchanter, and then we are going to head on out over to uh, my other favorite farm. This is a great mat farm. It's the Oldum Savage Leather Baby Crocolis farm, and I actually just did a video on this as well not too long ago. I'll link that video in the description. But basically, what it is you're standing on these eggs. They break. The baby crocodiles jump on you. You kill them. You skin them. Make sure you drink a potion of treasure finding on this farm so you can get the tiny treasure chest. You're going to get a ton of them. It's really key to this farm. So what you're going to get out of this farm is savage leather. You're going to get crocodile meat, which, believe it or not, sells really, really well and really fast. Not a, doesn't sell for a ton, but you get a lot of it. Savage leather, I get between 750 and 1,000 on an hour run. And then from our tiny treasure chest, you're going to get the volatiles. You're going to get ember silk cloth. You're going to get gold. You can get ore. And you also have a chance at greens, blues, and I think even some epic gear drops you can pull out of there. But as you can see, I got a bunch of treasure chests, a bunch of the bloated stomachs, which also gives you volatile. We'll get those all opened up. I'll get some greens over to my enchanter, and then we are going to head over to the final leg of our triple run, which is the Firelands raid run, also in Cataclysm. This run also pop a potion of treasure finding. You'll get a ton of tiny treasure chests on this run. I am speed running this. I will usually skin because there's a bunch of savage leather in here. But when I skin, the runs take longer. I don't get as many uh, tiny treasure chests. And since I just did the Oldham savage leather farm, I'm going to run these faster because I want to try to pop a bunch more of the tiny treasure chest. And the Firelands run is what I would consider kind of like a moderate to low level transmog. You get a bunch of items, but none really that sell for like a ton. A lot of epics, some epic patterns, ton of greens. Not too many greens that sell that great. I will either vendor, usually on these though, I send over and I disenchant because the Cataclysm mats, for whatever reason, are selling super well compared to the vendor value. There are some green weapons that I keep. You do want to watch that roaming boss. Shanix does the loop around the trash area. If you happen to accidentally pull it and kill it, you'll be locked and you will not be able to go out and reset. If you happen to pull it, you can just run out of the raid and reset it. But that's it. These runs go super quick. And I'm going to run out. As you can see, I got a ton of tiny treasure chests, like 80 some of them. I'll get those all opened up. I'll get a bunch of these greens over to my enchanter. I'm going to go through all of those, disenchant some, take a look at the models on some of the weapons and gear, look at the value, and send those back if I want to put them up in the auction house. So we will see you at the auction house. All right, so we've made it to the auction house, and as you can see, I don't have a ton of stuff to post up. I think I disenchanted about 150 pieces of BOE greens. I've vendored a bunch as well. I think all total from opening tiny treasure chests on both the Oldum run and the Firelands run, as well as raw gold farmed from Sunwell and Firelands. I think I did roughly about 6,500 raw gold there. And you can see we got a bunch of mats. So that's kind of the point of this triple run is I'll have these mats that are going to sell super fast. I'm going to have some lower level to mid-level greens that usually will sell kind of fast or take a while. I've got some patterns that nothing really crazy on this run. I did get the Crash and Thrash and Robot, which has a value, a market value of 32,000. Cheapest on my server is 48,000 gold. And then aside from that, I got a few. I got one epic breastplate, a couple of gem patterns from Sunwell. The Sunwell run was not that great other than the Crash and Thrash and Robot pattern. I got a bunch of mid to low level epic patterns and epic gear from Firelands, but those will all sell pretty quick. Um, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to go ahead and get all of this posted up in the auction house, and we'll take a look at what our total value was. All said, the three runs took me about 2 hours, 45 minutes, so not a really long time investment if you want to get some decent gold posted up on the auction house. So we're starting off posting up. I got like 1.15 million listed in the auction house right now. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up so you don't have to spend a lot of time watching me post all the individual items. And then we'll wrap it up with our total gold for the triple run. got everything posted up, and we now have 1.258 million in auctions listed. So we ended up with about 102,000 gold. We just posted up in the auction house, plus somewhere between 6 and 7,000 gold, raw gold from the total 3 runs. That's treasure chest, vendoring stuff. So all said and done for the triple run, 2 hours 45 minutes, just shy of 40,000 gold per hour. Not bad. And again, anytime on that Sunwell run, you could pop like one of the big ones and shoot your gold per hour way through the roof. But all in all, 3 really solid runs. Very happy with what I ended up with and what I got posted in the auction house. Look, guys, hit the subscribe button. Gonna be throwing a bunch of War Within content coming up really, really soon. I'm really excited about this expansion and the opportunities coming up since I've come back to retail. And this will be my first expansion launch coming back to retail. If you decide to check out this triple run for yourself, please make sure you leave a comment below. Let me know how you did. If you've got any ideas for gold farms you want me to try and record and post up how I did, please always leave that in the comments of any one of my videos. As always, appreciate you watching. If you haven't yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, like and share. It really helps me out. Until we see you in the next video, peace.